No Man's Sky has come a very long way since its launch way back in 2016, but do you know one thing that hasn't changed in that time? The creativity of its community, because No Man's Sky players have been creating some utterly mind-blowing bases in that time, ranging from things like floating fortresses and cyberpunk-style cities, to alien temples that look like they belong in another game entirely, and absolutely everything in between. Now, today I'm going to be showcasing some of the most mind blowing bases I've come across recently, and as always, I'll be giving you the portal coordinates to them so you can check them out for yourself. So get strapped in, folks, you're in for a real treat with these. Let's go ahead and get stuck in. Right, so first up, we've got a base which goes by the name of Prismatic Radiance, and it can be found in the starter galaxy Euclid, and it was created by Eissentam. And the main attraction of this one is it has to be the giant glass room at the center of it, which has like a lot of plants around it to make it look like some sort of paradise retreat. To be fair, the planet is on is awesome and it looks really good. But anyway, inside this giant glass room, you'll be pleased to know there is, well, it is incredibly well decorated. There are small rooms going off to each side with different decor in all of them. So there's things like seating areas, there's a bedroom, there's what looks to be an office, amongst other things. And inside the actual main room, I am very pleased to report there is a bar. It feels like it's not a Bunks Gaming base showcase video if there isn't at least one base with a bar, right? Anyway, you can tell just from watching this footage just how well built this base actually is. Like, not a single area of it hasn't had great attention to detail shoved into it. So all in all, an excellent starter base for this video. And if you would like to come and visit Prismatic Radiance, you want to be in the starter galaxy Euclid, and the polar coordinates will be on your screen now. Moving on, next up we have a base on a glorious planet sat on top of one of the many floating islands it has, and this base goes by the name of Floating Island Museum. It can be found in Euclid, and it was created by Timka84. As the naming would suggest, this base is a museum, and it contains a whole host of different exhibitions within it, including an aquarium of fish that I assume Timka84 has caught. It includes exotic plants, a number of different complete skeletons, amongst other things. I think this is definitely the first museum type base that I've actually showcased in my videos, and it makes perfect sense considering a lot of exhibitions were added in the very recent Relics update. The overall build of this base is incredible, to be honest. The flow of the museum is great. The exhibitions are set out very well. The building itself looks great, and you get excellent views out of it from all sides with its massive glass windows. And there is no empty space in it whatsoever. Each room in this museum has its very own theme, so there are 6 different themed rooms in total. Outside you can find botanical gardens, and finally there is an indoor waterfall inside this base as well, and that's certainly a first for me in any base I've visited, let alone a base I've showcased on my channel. But anyway, if you want to come and visit this incredible floating island museum, you want to be in Euclid, and the portal coordinates should be on your screen now. So we are sticking in the starter galaxy Euclid for this third base in this video, and this one is absolutely mind-boggling. It is a structure that goes by the name of Temple of the Colossal Stone Effigy, and it was created by Mr. Fishhead. As the name would suggest, this giant colourful temple totally encases one of the giant stone effigies which were added recently as part of the Relics update. So if you've actually never seen one in the game yet, get yourself down to this base. And even if you have seen one, right, back to bases anyway. The first of these 2 Eissentam bases goes by the name of Tilted Tower, and it was created by Sandstorm Source, and straight off the bat you can tell this Tilted Tower looks to be an exact replica of the world famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. Just look at them both side by side. Though I will say this version is tilting just a little bit more than the real life one. I mean, to be honest, I don't really think I need to say too much more on this epic base. I think me just wandering around it will do it just as itself. But again, as I've said multiple times already, you absolutely have to come and visit it. And to do so, again, you want to be in the Euclid galaxy. The portal coordinates should be on your screen right about now. Just a quick reminder, folks, if you actually want to visit these bases, you will need to have quick access to a portal, and you will want to have unlocked all 16 portal glyphs. And if you haven't either of those things, don't worry, because I have videos on my channel showing you exactly how to find portals really quickly and how to get all 16 of those portal glyphs even quicker. So I'll leave a link to those videos in the description below for you. Oh, and on a slightly unrelated note, I am playing No Man's Sky in normal mode here, so make sure you're doing the same. Though I think it'll be fine to see these bases if you're in creative mode as well. Another thing to note, mainly because these next two bases are affected by it, they are located in the Paradise Galaxy Eissentam, which obviously means you'll need to be there to actually visit these mind-boggling bases. But if you've never been to Eissentam before, or any other galaxy for that matter in fact, don't worry, because I've got you covered there as well. I have created a video before showing you the fastest way to get to new galaxies. It won't take you long at all. But one of the quickest ways would be to check out the featured bases, which you can see at the portal on board the Anomaly. And sometimes these bases are in Eissentam or other galaxies, and you can warp straight to them, not to mention these featured bases are really cool as well. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below for you. Right, back to bases anyway. The first of these two Eissentam bases goes by the name of Tilted Tower, and it was created by Sandstorm Source, and straight off the bat you can tell this Tilted Tower looks to be an exact replica of the world famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. I mean, just look at them both side by side. Though I will say, this version is tilting just a little bit more than the real life one. Now, this is the first time in a while that I've come across a replica of a real life structure built in No Man's Sky, and I must admit, this one is very impressive. The tower is definitely the centerpiece of this base overall, but it isn't the only thing here. There is a sort of Colosseum looking structure which has a teleporter slap bang in the middle of it as well, and that looks awesome. So it's obvious Sandstorm Source has taken some inspiration from ancient Italian buildings, and the overall aesthetic of this base looks great as well. But back to the tower though, you can actually climb the thing and walk around it if you so desired, or you can stand on top and get an excellent view of the rest of the base. On top of the very impressive Leaning Tower of Pisa mock-up and a small mock-up of the Colosseum, there is yet another building. Though this one is a more modern looking one, and inside it you can find some seating areas, a bunch of refiners, a lot of exotic looking plants which make it look really good if I'm being honest. You can also find a number of small huts in there as well. Now overall, the three buildings, and then there is also this giant, what should we call it, giant Olympic style torch. Yeah, let's go with that. And the surrounding structures basically are very well built. And finally, there are a couple of short-range teleporters in this base as well, and you'll be in for a surprise if you take one of these. I'm not going to tell you what that surprise is, so you'll have to come and visit the base. And to do so, you do need to be in Eissentam, and the portal coordinates should be on your screen now. Right, moving swiftly on, the second of these two Eissentam bases goes by the name of Ice Castle, and it was created by YoungSchneezy, and you will not be surprised to know this base sits atop a mountain on an ice planet. Obviously. But the first thing you'll probably notice when you come here is just how damned impressive this base actually looks. I don't think I've seen many bases like this in my time showcasing bases, so it's nice to see something like totally new and totally unique. And you can certainly expect this mountaintop layer to be some sort of, well, supervillain layer. Really, it looks very daunting. Now, inside the various rooms of this impressive ice castle, you're going to find a number of totally frozen sculptures, including things like a Gek, a Diplo, a Traveller, an Atlas, Sentinel Walker, which happens to be the centerpiece of a room, amongst other things. Now, as well as that, there are balconies with seats on this base. Though why I'd want to be out in it when it's minus 60 odd degrees Celsius during the day, I do not know. But here we are. In some of these rooms, the ice sculptures are the main attraction, though there is one room which definitely looks to be the main room with a giant table in it, some chairs around it, and more ice sculptures, you know, Exactly where you'd expect to find a supervillain cooking up some very evil plans. And on top of that, from the outside, the buildings of this castle looked so damn impressive. I bet it took fecking ages to build this, and probably the most iconic or most impressive of the lot of this ice castle is the giant tower with an awesome sculpture sat slap bang on the top of it. Now I'd highly recommend coming to visit this ice castle, and if you want to do exactly that, again you will want to be in Eissentam, and the portal coordinates should be on your screen now. Just a quick one before we go into the last utterly mind-blowing base. I would like to thank those of you who have commented on my previous base showcase videos, linking me to your bases so I can showcase them on my channel. Keep up the good work, folks. I absolutely love visiting the bases you've created. And whilst we're at it, if you're watching this and have a base you would like us all to see, please leave us the galaxy that this base is in, along with the portal coordinates to it. You never know, they may get featured in my next base showcase video. But I do check out all of the bases from my comments anyway, assuming I'm able to see them. So keep them coming, folks. I love checking them out. Right, so I've saved this absolutely mind-boggling orbital base until last because, well, just look at it. This insane base can be found back in the starter galaxy Euclid, and it goes by the name of DCS Neyzeh, and it was created by Nefilmjp. And I think you'll probably agree with me, at least to some degree, when I say this is one of the most impressive orbital bases. In fact, no, screw that. One of the most impressive bases that I've ever seen in No Man's Sky, period. Now, Lord only knows how long it took to build this floating frigate because it is freaking massive. And it actually wouldn't look out of place at all in any Star Wars movie, wouldn't you say? On top of that, it's not just like Nefilmjp spent their entire time making the outside look good and then leaving the inside, because oh no, the inside is totally full of a variety of rooms as well. Like inside this frigate, it's got absolutely everything you'd expect it to have. So I am talking about things like a control room, bathrooms, navigation rooms, mapping rooms, sleeping quarters, dining areas, power rooms, and probably literally everything else in between you could possibly think of. There's also a bigger room with a Minotaur summoning bay shoved into the middle of it in case you want to unlock your inner Titanfall self to jump from this frigate to the ground. So yeah, I think I can safely say this is one of the best bases I've ever seen created in No Man's Sky, and absolutely nothing has been left out. It's a miracle it actually comes under the base part limit to upload, to think of it actually. But yeah, anyway, if you do want to come and visit DCS Neyzeh, and I highly, highly recommend you do, you want to be in the starter galaxy Euclid, and the portal coordinates should be on your screen now. Honestly guys, when I see some of the creations you have made, it totally makes me realize a couple of things about my own base building skills, and the first one is I have absolutely nowhere near as much imagination to come up with some of these bases like you guys, and secondly, again, I neither have the skill nor the patience to actually build them in the first place. So keep the bases coming, guys. Who knows, if I get enough comments, I may make this a monthly feature of the channel rather than a bi-monthly feature. And also, let me know in the comments which one of these bases was your favourite. And there you have it, folks. That wraps up this episode of the most amazing bases I've stumbled upon recently. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are still here, it would be totally awesome if you could support my channel by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. You can now become a channel member as well. And as always, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in my next one.